Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Artful Manifesting. First, I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel, liked videos, commented, and shared. It is much appreciated, and it lets me know that the messages are resonating with you, and it encourages me to keep providing content for you. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Today's message will be from a passed on loved one or an ancestor. And the way that we're going to be doing this is you will just let your intuition guide you once you see the 3 cards. I also have 3 objects here to help guide you. All right, 2 cards wanted to pop out on that one. Perhaps there's 2 people. We'll see. Okay, we have cat for the first pile. It may even be pets that are on the spirit side now. Cedar. And here we have burial ground and gateway. Very interesting. All right, so both of those are for pile number 3. They even match in color. So above the cat, I have a piece of Palo Santo. And above the cedar is a seashell. And above burial ground and gateway is a feather. So let your intuition guide you, whichever card or cards or object you are most drawn to. Let that be your reading. You're also welcome to listen to more than one reading. This is a general reading. Different piles may relate to different people or ancestors or pets that have a message for you, as well as they may be shedding more light or bringing more clarification to the message. So you're always welcome to listen to 1, 2, or all of the messages. You'll find links to each of the piles in the description box below. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the card cat, as well as this piece of Palo Santo. And definitely for some of you, it is a pet. And I feel for many of you also that there is more than one person or pet coming forward. This is a general reading for multiple viewers, and I'm going to be sharing with you specific details as they come to me. So keep in mind that, you know, multiple viewers are listening and watching this video. So take what resonates and leave the rest for others. Not every message may be for you, but some of them hopefully will be. Okay, I'm going to be using a lot of oracle cards today and really intuitively and channeling, interpreting what comes to me. And I say interpreting like as in the cards, but I will not be interpreting the symbols. I'll be leaving that to you. Okay. So I am connecting with your loved ones. Of course, since we pulled out the card cat, for some of you, I do feel that there is a cat coming through. Somebody who had a pet cat. I do also feel a dog. And it could be more than one cat or dog, one of each. And also children. So let's see what we have. Testimony, love is stronger than death. Wow. If that is not validation, that is amazing. So I do want to say that if you lost a pet or a child or somebody young that you feel, it was too soon for them to pass, there is a message that they're with you only for part of your journey in physical form. But even though they may have passed, they are still with you, but now they are with you in spiritual form. And there was a rush of multiple beings that came forward at the beginning of this reading. It was very strong. So that is amazing that is the first oracle card that comes out. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. And Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of children. We see here all of these children surrounding this angel. So again, I'm feeling children or a child that has passed. Spirit of the tree. If you're in need of a lesson, there is wisdom in trees. What's coming to mind is if you had a child that perhaps liked to climb a tree, or I'm also seeing a swing on a tree. Trees hold memories, and they are sentient beings as well. Though they don't communicate in the way that humans communicate, we can definitely receive messages from them. So if this applies to you, you had a child or even a pet or a passed on loved one that seemed to favor a tree. If you go to that tree and sit under that tree or sit on that swing, if you're able to climb the tree, and that was something that they did, and sitting in the arms of that tree, any time that you can spend with this tree, just know that they also hold memories of your passed on loved one. Mirror guardian, take time to reflect. All right, I'm going to be trying some. I do feel this is one. Page of chalices. Oh, and here we see a little girl by the river painting. So if your passed on loved one loved to draw, paint, create, that is another way for you to connect with them. And when you feel inspired to be creative, that is your loved one nudging you to do so. That is a real way to connect with them. Harvest. What pops up in my vision immediately in this card are these little elves or gnomes helping this person. So I see when you were, perhaps when you're in the kitchen, for example, cooking, somebody being your little helper and assisting you with ingredients or different tasks. And they want you to know they're still helping you. They are still helping you. The Lord of Shadows. Sometimes we see something out of the corner of our eye, but then when we try to focus on it, it's not there, and your loved ones are letting you know that that is them. And to open your senses, your awareness, your perception, not just to vision, but to feelings, thoughts, sounds, impressions. What is it that you're thinking about or doing when you notice these little peripheral movements or shadows? Also, there's a moth in this picture, so that may be specific to someone. And you see this figure watching these two figures walk away. And so again, there's that message that they are watching you. They're with you all the time. They aren't gone. They are there observing you, and they are with you, and they are celebrating you. Knight of Athens. Definitely feel somebody's son or sons here. Just as I was starting this reading, my son called, and then right after we got off the phone, I looked up out my window again to start the reading, and he was parked outside. And then I got up to go see, open the door for him. And then my other son walked in through the back door, and there was just this convergence of people all the time, all of a sudden swarming in. And so for someone here, someone listening, watching this video, your son or sons or children or child is definitely with you at all times. They never leave you. They've never left you. They are there. They're just on the other side. Eight of Chalices. What stands out to me most on this is there's sand and there's a castle. So perhaps somebody that liked to go to the beach and build sand castles. Somebody who'd really make a day of it and pack up things to do on the beach, food for a picnic or activities, something to read. And we also have Seven of Wands and Five of Chalices, which there's a rabbit here, a bird here. So yes, also little girls. There's a little beaver here. So I'm also getting the sense of being interrupted. And many times kids, you know, they're occupying themselves until you get on the phone, or until somebody comes over and you start having a conversation, or until you do some work. And then all of a sudden they want your attention. And that's the sense that I'm getting, whether it was kids or pets, because I also see pets doing this. If you're somebody that's working remotely, I see the cat jumping up, you know, jumping on the laptop or the keyboard, getting in front of the screen. You know, when I pulled this Palo Santo, when I was setting everything up and I picked this up, what came to my mind was a toy, like this string, which with a bunch of different little toys on this long string. Maybe the string was going through the toys, and then at the end was a little piece of wood or something. And I got the sense that it was like a cat toy or toys. And also, you know, playing fetch with the dog. So I see these pets being very playful, and as well as whether it was a child or another passed on loved one, somebody who really was a very playful person, somebody who loved nature. All right, I would like to draw some tea leaves for you as well. All right, we have chain of events that will affect your life. Interesting. Apple, temptation will test you. Cup, you should accept valid criticism. And forest, muddled, unclear thinking. All right, so I sense that maybe some of you feel responsible. You know, again, whether this is a pet or a child, you feel responsible, and your loved one from the other side wants you to know that this was something that was agreed upon before incarnation, before either of you were born. This was all part of the plan for them to be with you for part of your life in physical form, and then for them to move on and be with you from the other side. Let's draw a couple more. Oh, two popped out when I said that. All right, spear, heartache over what you no longer have. And boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah, so definitely they don't want you to feel like you don't have them anymore. They are there. They are with you, supporting you, guiding you, and protecting and helping you from the other side. And so they don't want you to be burdened with any guilt or any sadness. Of course, we all have to grieve, and it is a different form for them to be in spiritual form instead of physical form, but they don't want you to stop living your life or working to achieve your goals. This was meant to happen, and they are helping you from the other side to achieve your goals. I do feel a lot of love and a lot of energy. They are happy, they're with you all the time. That is what's really coming through, is that they are with you all the time. And there's so much love. That is your message from your beings that are in spirit, messages from the other side. I hope this helps. Thank you so much, beautiful souls. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the card Cedar as well as this seashell. I am going to be channeling specific messages. So this is a group reading. Keep in mind that it's a general reading for multiple viewers. So take what resonates and leave the rest for others, because I would like to present what I am picking up on and perceiving as specifically as I can, and then allowing you to interpret those messages. And just keep in mind, as multiple people are viewing and listening to this reading, some of those messages may be for others and not for you. Okay, so messages from the other side. I'm going to be using a lot of oracle cards and just really picking up intuitively what stands out to me. If there are words on the cards, I'll read those to you, as that message may be important for you. What message does pile number 2's passed on loved ones or ancestors have? I'm already picking up a vibe of ancestors, possibly maybe even somebody that's older that you did know in your lifetime that passed. And there may, of course, be more than one being that comes through for you at this time. We are surrounded by many loved ones, ancestors, spirit guides. So, the eye of the heart. We contain the treasure. For where the new is, there is treasure. Seen with your heart. Opportunity knocks, go for it. And really what stands out to me in this card is, these two figures looking inside, watching over this figure. So I see them watching you, watching over you. There's a butterfly up here. Looks like another butterfly. She appears to be playing a flute. The witch. I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am. Yeah, I do feel very strongly, with the Cedar card and the seashell, that this is an ancestor um, who definitely was a very spiritual being who is now one of your spirit guides that is with you. I also have summer, bask in joy and light. And I noticed in this card that we see that light reflecting on this figure's face. And so they really do just enjoy your energy. They love being around you. They love watching you, supporting you, helping you. All right, let us see what else we can get. All right, we have nature. And we see these little nature spirits in the background dancing. So definitely they guide you to spend time in nature. And perhaps some of you are on your own kind of magical, spiritual, shamanic journey, and they are there with you, guiding you to do that. All right, we have Knight of Chalices. Yeah, I see here this doorway that kind of looks like a portal. You know, we have this ring of sacred stones and an altar. Queen of Pentacles. It just, you know, it does seem like a wise person, like a medicine person, a shaman. And these look like pecans next to her. So yeah, I will feel this encouragement for you to create your own rituals, for you to connect with nature, you know, even what you consume like food, to you know, recognize the spiritual benefits of those foods. And it could also be that this is something that that person did, whether it is a passed on loved one that you knew, or this is an ancestor, this is something that they did. There's confirmation from my dog. Two of Athame. Hard day's work is what pops into my mind. Somebody that valued work. Nine of Chalices. Yes, and here again, we see somebody sitting here with a crystal ball. So this is somebody who definitely was divining and, you know, working with the energies of nature. magic in their own right. We all have ancestors who, spend a lot of time in nature, no matter where our ancestors came from. They all spent time observing animals and what they ate and understanding which plants, were good to eat, which plants were helpful allies for different ailments, different understandings and teachings. And definitely I see that either this passed on loved one or this ancestor, I feel for most of you, it is an ancestor and a guide that when they were in physical form, they were very much a shamanic medicine person, magical person, and that they're here to help you with that journey yourself in your own kind of spiritual shamanic journey path that you are exploring now. Yeah, and this, card, the witch, really stands out to me. I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am. And so, of course, we don't live in a society now where people are recognized necessarily as being magical, medicine people, shamanic. There's not going to be somebody else in your community or family necessarily that will acknowledge these gifts in you. It's something that you have to identify within yourself and then cultivate and pursue, but they are here to help you cultivate that. And I selected the items that I placed before I drew the card, and the shell, it's interesting because shells like this many times are used to burn sage or cedar. We have cedar here, or different things that we would be using to cleanse a space or prepare a space before communing with spirit or calling on the elements and the energies to help us manifest things. So definitely I'm feeling this strong message of your ancestor guide helping you to become that magical person yourself. Let's draw some tea leaves and see if we get any more information. All right, we have November. So it could be that that person passed in November or their birthday was in November. November is also that month, the end of October, beginning of November is when the veil is thin. So this may be a time for you to communicate with them. Also, I just sensed that maybe some of you may be traveling in November somewhere, and that you'll be able to connect with your ancestor or spirit guide at that time. Just got the confirmation from the dogs. It's so interesting how they do that. Love. All right. Yeah, they absolutely do love you. All right, let me get this other deck of tea leaves. I'm being guided to switch decks, right? This one just jumped out. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Coins, money will be coming to you. And ear, good news. All right, so if you are experiencing some kind of financial difficulty currently, your passed on loved one, guide, helper, ancestor wants you to know that money will be coming to you soon. You're going to be receiving some good news. So that's very nice. And I am doing this is a timeless reading, but I am doing this reading in January. We have Valentine's Day in February, so what popped in my mind is that possibly you're going to be receiving some good news in February, and possibly maybe some additional money that you weren't expecting. Okay, and I also just noticed on this card, I hadn't noticed this earlier, it says Creatix Lotus Flower Free Will. And she does have these lotus flowers floating around in the water with her. So that may be a message for some of you. And also, with the ear, they are telling me that they are speaking to you. Sometimes you might have ringing in your ear, and that's them trying to get your attention. So be mindful of what it is you're doing, thinking, or feeling in those moments when you get ringing in your ear. Others of you may actually hear something. You may hear music or your name. And you may also be just receiving it internally like a thought or a download. But they are communicating with you. They are sending you signs. So we saw butterflies here, flute. Maybe some of you are hearing flute or another kind of music. We have the bee. So bees may be some kind of symbol for you. And there's a bear here. So that may be a symbol for someone. Birds. There are several birds in these cards. And also the eye with the heart. All right, beautiful, very interesting, as well as the shell and cedar are also symbols for you. So your passed on loved one, your ancestors are definitely communicating with you. And I really feel like two of them, when I saw this card, and most likely you have more than two, but very strongly you have two helpers that are helping you facilitate this spiritual path that you are exploring. When I picked up this card, that was my first impression, was that you had two. And the same thing when I picked up this card, is the main thing that I got from it was that there were two of them. And perhaps you're even seeing twos, like 222 or 22. And so repeating numbers may be another way that they are letting you know that they are there. Very interesting. And February is the second month. So again, we have that message of something coming, good news, hopefully money in February. So they do want you to be rest assured that whatever this period of frustration is, it will be coming to an end, but also there's a lesson to be learned in that period of frustration. When we are younger, especially though for those first 7 years of our lives, it's that period in our life that lays down the foundation for how we experience the world. And so everybody's different, but what you may notice is that you will have certain reactions or responses that come intensely that may not always seem to fit the situation. They could be a physical sensation, like a stomach feeling, a stomach ache, fluttering in the stomach like butterflies, a lump in your throat, a tightness in your chest or your shoulders, a headache, all kinds of physical symptoms, tingling, even the ringing of the ears. Or it could also be an emotion, feeling irritated or sad or disappointed, something that just in that moment, it doesn't seem like that physical feeling or that emotional feeling is warranted for what the situation is. And what your guides, ancestors, past on loved one wants you to know is that that is your indicator to something. That is letting you know something about that person or that situation. And so there's going to be a period where it says frustration. So I'll use that as the example. For some of you, it may be a different emotion, but there may be something where you're going to finally recognize, oh, when this frustration rises up, it actually means whatever. And it's going to be different for everyone because everyone had different experiences, during those formative years. But for example, it may be a warning to maybe get out of that situation wherever you are. Maybe the people you're dealing with aren't being completely honest. That's something you're going to have to figure out. That's not something I can give you the answer for in this moment, but there is definitely a lesson to be learned that you will be understanding soon. All right, that was a lot. They had a lot to share with you, and they are very proud of you. You are in their direct lineage, their bloodline, and they're so happy to pass down their gifts to you. And they are there nudging you, talking to you, encouraging you, and supporting you in this path. That's wonderful. It just feels so ancient and mystical and magical. Very, very exciting. That is your message. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the cards, Burial Ground and Gateway, as well as the Feather. I didn't want to say this in the drawing of the different piles because I didn't want to influence you one way or the other. But when I drew these 2 cards, what I sensed was that this was a passed on loved one who went to the spirit world very recently. So let's see if that pertains to you. You're definitely in the right place. If it doesn't, that's okay. There still may be a message for you, but My initial sense is that this is somebody coming through who recently passed. I'm going to be using a lot of oracle cards and looking at the symbols, the imagery, receiving, channeling any messages, and just kind of sharing with you what I see as opposed to interpreting too much. This is a general reading. I'm going to let you do the interpretation, and keep in mind that there are multiple people viewing this video, so different spirits will be coming forward to speak to different people. So take what resonates for you and leave the rest for others. All right. All right, we have the breath. I reclaim my soul. And we have sensuality. Express your sensuality. I see this little fawn lifting the veil. I'm also going to, allow you to really look at the imagery in the cards in case you see something that speaks to you. All right, let me just put a cover on this card. Maybe a little too risque for YouTube. Give to the mind, and it gives back. The mind, inspiration, mood, cycle. And this is card number 23. And we see in her hand is the mind, and there are flowers growing out of it. There's also some butterflies here. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Knight of Chalices. This did come up in the last drawing, the pile number 2, and I did shuffle the cards. And so, yeah, what I see this time are these stones kind of being like headstones. And even this wreath around the horse's neck reminds me of the wreaths that are at a funeral. And the archway here is like a portal to the other side. You know, which reminds me of this card, Gateway. When I drew this card, what came through is, you know, for those of you who lost somebody recently, they want you to know that death is a portal. It's a gateway to another place. And even though you can't see them, they can see you, and they are with you. They're not gone, they're just in a different form. The star. We have this magical fairy looking person. What comes to mind is that they are like your guardian angel now. You know, I chose this feather before drawing any of the cards, but what I'm really sensing now is that they are your guardian angel. So they're always with you, protecting you and guiding you. Four of Athens. I do feel for many of you that this is a male who recently passed, or masculine energy. There is also a duck in this picture. Nature. This also came out in the last card, and we have and the last pile number 2. This is a bear. And again, I do shuffle the cards. There are 72 cards in this deck, so it's interesting that they came out twice. Perhaps there is a message for you from someone else in pile number 2 if you were also drawn to that pile. So maybe this person who passed did like to hunt, or they liked to spend time in nature. That is a way for you to connect with them. Queen of Pentacles. This is unbelievable. This also came out in pile number 2. And so, you know, what I'm really seeing in this image is this being you and this being your passed on loved one watching over you. The dove is a symbol of spirit. And they want you to know you're going to be okay. You know, this is the Queen of Pentacles. She's holding a pentacle there. You're going to be okay. I'm getting that they left something for you, that they wanted to make sure you were provided for. Yes, they are always with you. All right, let's draw some tea leaves. I feel strongly that for many of you, this was a significant other that passed on. All right, we got dog barking. So sometimes if you have a pet, they do speak to you through your pet. They do give you affection through your pet. Look at this. These are two different decks. Look at what's behind this dog. It looks like the maze in this card. Wow. That is amazing. So yeah, they want you to know that in this form, they are working through your friends, they're working through animals, they're working through nature to communicate with you. Sometimes it is a literal dog barking. Wow, that's amazing. For some of you, I'm also getting you visiting a friend or meeting somebody with a dog, something about their collar and their tag. Maybe the name is familiar or validating in some way. Bird flying, news is on the way. So for some of you, they are making their presence known through birds. Door, opportunities are waiting for you. I even feel like this pattern right here along either side of this door pull is similar to this pattern. It's really interesting. It could be you see that pattern somewhere soon, and that may be a sign for something. Teardrops, great personal sorrow. Yeah. They've seen your sadness. They don't want you to be sad. Oh, 2 cards came out. Wow. Okay, November came out in the last reading. Wow. Okay. Perhaps they passed in November. Leg, stepping into new experiences. Yeah, so they don't want you to quit living your life. They want you to step into new experiences. And they want you to know that they are still here with you. They're watching you have those new experiences, and they are loving and enjoying you embracing this new chapter in your life. Yeah, I just feel so much love right now. They have so much love for you. It is beautiful. Yeah, and they're telling me to draw some more cards. So let me draw some more cards. I also got June. This one just kind of came out. So, you know, again, this is a general reading. I don't know if for some of you they passed in June. June may be a birthday, just as November may be. But what really gets me are these wings again. And that they are your guardian angel. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that something is against you. Success. And Cup. You should accept valid criticism. Yeah, so maybe there's something that you want to do that you have maybe been afraid to do. And they are saying now's the time, right? There's no time like the present. Teapot. Okay, we got the cup and then the teapot. And I was literally thinking, I wonder if somebody really liked to drink tea, or they had their favorite teacup. And then we got teapot. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So definitely somebody who had a favorite cup or really enjoyed tea. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. And they could be saying that maybe you have a friend that likes tea that is going to help you get through this difficult time. Love. Yes, I already told you that I feel so much love coming from them. Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. We have the turkey and the vulture, and where I live, there's also a turkey vulture. And of course, when I think of vultures, I do think of death and transformation. And so, you know, this card does say depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And this says someone is behaving stupidly. So I think maybe the message is that they're not, whatever that is, if somebody is doing something that you are perceiving as being against you, it's not actually maliciousness. It's just them behaving stupid. They're not really thinking clearly about their actions and words and how they're affecting you. Pineapple, reconciliation. All right, so maybe there's something, you know, many times when somebody passes, there's disputes of belongings. And so maybe there was something like that that happened, but a reconciliation is coming. And also pineapple could be a message for someone. And staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Yeah, that's exactly, you know, what I was getting from this card. So that is wonderful. Throne, position of authority. So, you know what I'm getting is like their sense of humor, like take it on my authority. That's not something that I ever say. So maybe that's something that they would say. Um, or like, I'm the boss, or, um, you know, I even see this chair as being like special. So maybe they had a special chair. But yeah, it's like they don't want you to worry, you know, take it from their position of authority. Everything is going to work out in the end. Oh, this is just like such a sweet and loving um, energy that I'm feeling. They absolutely adore you and love you and are very much still a part of your life. How wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope that this helps you. Wishing you the best during this time. Bye.